We got a really quick conversation to talk about Snapchat. Okay, here we go. Snapchat screenshot number 1.
A quick
so right
Snapchat.
here, Snapchat. So right here, you can see that at the bottom, Snapchat clearly highlights we repurchased $1 billion worth of shares in 2022, reducing Class A shares outstanding at year end by over 6%. So, right away you're reading that, you're like, sweet. Snapchat's buying back a ton of shares. Their share count is going down. They're giving money back to shareholders. Awesome. That looks great. And then you take a look at the numbers a little bit more. So this right here was Q4 2021. This is their common Class A shares. And you can see that the Class A common shares have declined by that 6% that they talk about. However, they do not include the shares underlying stock-based awards. So the stock-based compensation going on, they just excluded from this calculation. And you can see here the top number is the actual shares outstanding, the total shares outstanding, and it's still increased year over year. So basically, Snapchat spent $1 billion buying back shares. And then when you actually factor in the stock-based compensation going on, the shares, like the shareholders are still being diluted. So, basically what Snapchat did is just like threw $1 billion out the window last year, and it did nothing for shareholders.
Yeah, Snapchat gets me upset because I've been a very happy user. I use Snapchat every day, and I've been doing that for well over a decade. We're at like 13, 14 years in. But as an investor, I hate it. They also do things which I don't like, where most of their earnings presentation, when you scroll through the 50 slides, the first 40 are all them like selling a vision. It's not real numbers. And then they do things like this. Hey, our revenue's up 12% year over year. You're like, okay. And then underneath that line, they decide to not use a percent and say our operating expenses grew from 6 billion to 6 billion in the current report from 4.8. That's a 25% increase. So you don't need to be too good at math to say, well, if their revenue is going up 12% and their expenses to make that revenue went up 25%, that's not great. And to
that means their margin's going down.
Yeah, to end this kind of negative rant on them, not only are they repurchasing shares, but they have taken on debt. They're not profitable. To me, this just company does not seem super well managed, and there's nothing exciting for me as an investor to look forward to here. So,
well,
yeah,
what you have to ask yourself with Snapchat is just like, does the management sound like they're really looking out for shareholders when they're clearly handpicking numbers to mislead the person reading the investor presentation? Like, are they actually looking out for you as the investor at that point? And in my opinion, not at all. So that's why I really like to call out this stuff on our live streams and everything, because this is the kind of stuff that you should watch for. And these are little tips that you can use to analyze the management of a business. And like, do you want to invest with these people?
Yep. Their average revenue per user down to $3.47 from 4.06 the fourth quarter of 2021. Just, I can't find anything good about this report.
Yeah. So that's my quarterly rant on Snapchat. I tend to do this about once every 3 months whenever they report, because it just like I just have to talk about it.